Hey, what is up, everybody? I am Jason, and you're watching my channel, Micro Investor. So in this video, we're going to be talking about some different things that we haven't really talked about in a while, and not a whole lot of people on YouTube are even talking about this subject, and that is the booming Asian e-commerce market. These stocks are blowing up. They have been blowing up for a while, and this is going to be a great video because we're going to be talking about C Limited, ticker symbol SE. We're going to be talking about JD.com, ticker symbol JD, Pinduoduo, ticker symbol PDD, and how those companies that I just talked about are connected to Tencent, ticker symbol TCEHY, and we're going to talk about how they're all competing against Alibaba, ticker symbol BABA. So if you guys don't mind as we get into this, and please do me a huge favor, and please be sure to smash, destroy, and annihilate that like button, because it does help me out with the YouTube algorithm, and it helps spread this video to more people that might find it interesting. And also subscribe if you have not already. Now let's get into this. Now we're going to touch on a little bit about each one of these companies, but the main one that we're going to be focusing on here is C Limited. Just because that one has the largest growing market, and the stock is considered one of the best performing stocks of the past year. C Limited has become the largest company in Singapore by market cap, with a market cap of $87 billion. In 2009, C Limited was founded, but back then it went by a different name. It went by Garena, which is a name that they still actually use as a segment of their business, but now that is their gaming social platform. Garena publishes a handful of different popular games, like League of Legends, for example, and Free Fire, which is the most downloaded mobile game and has generated over $1 billion. And Call of Duty Mobile, which came out in October of 2019, and the game has had huge success since then with over 250 plus million downloads. And another side to Garena is their esports, which is a growing industry on its own. And in 2015, that is when they changed their name to C Limited and launched their e-commerce platform Shopee, which was first available in Singapore and then has since expanded its reach to Malaysia, Thailand, Taiwan, Indonesia, Vietnam, the Philippines, and Brazil. It serves users in Southeast Asia and Taiwan to buy and sell online. Another big aspect of C Limited is C Money, which offerings include mobile wallet services, payment processing, credit, and related digital financial services and products. These services and products are offered under AirPay, Shopee, Shopee Pay Later, and other brands in the region. So let's basically see Limited in a nutshell. They have their gaming side, Garena. They have their e-commerce side, Shopee, and they have their fintech side, C Money. If we look at C Limited stock over this last year, they're up around 400%. And since their IPO in October of 2017, they're up around 1,000%. And another little thing about C Limited that I find interesting is that 20% of the company is actually owned by Tencent, the Chinese multinational technology conglomerate holding company. Tencent is the largest video game company in the world, and they got investments in the companies that we talk about a lot, like Tesla and NIO, but they're also very competitive with Alibaba. Tencent also owns 17% of JD.com, which is one of Alibaba's largest competitors in China. And Tencent also owns about 17% of Pinduoduo, which is another large competitor to Alibaba in China. And if we take a look at JD stock over the year, it's up 160%. And if you take a look at Pinduoduo stock, it's up around 225% over the year. Now, between all these e-commerce stocks that Tencent owns between 17 and 20% of each one of them, and other investments that Tencent has made, that has now pushed Tencent into being the largest company in China by market cap, beating Alibaba. Currently, Tencent has a market cap of $730 billion, and the stock has gone up around 80% over the year, versus Alibaba, who has a $690 billion market cap, and the stock has gone up around 42% over the year. Now, one thing that I expect from these Asian e-commerce stocks is that they're going to be reporting higher than expected earnings, which is exactly what Sea Limited did last quarter, when their total adjusted revenue was US $1.287 billion, up 93.4% year on year, from US $665.4 million for the second quarter of 2019. Total gross profit was US $200.8 million, up 106.1% year on year, from US $97.4 million for the second quarter of 2019. Now, Pinduoduo just released their third quarter revenue on November 12th, and it was up 89%. So I expect when Sea Limited releases their third quarter revenue on November 17th, that it probably is going to be a good number. Now, Alibaba's stock has had good performance over this last year, but it would have much better performance if it was not for the collapsed IPO of Ant Group, which is a fintech company that Alibaba has a 33% stake in. Ant was expected to be the world's largest IPO with an expected valuation of $300 billion. Now, Ant Group has grown its revenue 38% year over year, and if that stock would have gone public, by the time institutional investors would have continued to pile money into it, that stock would be very competitive with Square and PayPal. And if it was anything like their performance, this would have been huge for Alibaba. Alibaba also owns a growing e-commerce company called Lazada, which they started buying in March of 2016, and by March of 2018, they bought out all the remaining investors to have complete ownership of the company. Lazada has grown to 400 million users, and is Sea Limited's Shopee's biggest competitor in Southeast Asia, and Lazada is also headquartered in Singapore. Now, something to keep in mind with all these Asian e-commerce stocks that we're talking about is that one thing is that is really helped benefiting these stocks is that the revenues are up because of the pandemic. Now, these stocks could have a reverse effect than, say, something like the entertainment industry, which is looking forward to there being a vaccine and people going back to work. In the case for these e-commerce stocks, there can be a huge slowdown with people purchasing online once there is a vaccine and once people feel more comfortable of going out in public and shopping. So that is something to keep in mind, that there could be a large revenue growth slowdown at some point, probably next year. Now, out of all the e-commerce stocks that I just mentioned, the ones that I think that probably could have the most growth over time would be Sea Limited, as so much of it doesn't just depend on e-commerce, as it does have its gaming platform to depend on as well, which is the biggest revenue generator for it at the moment anyways. And I think Alibaba can also put up some big numbers here in the future if things can get situated with the Ant Group IPO. If that happens, I can see Alibaba stock really soaring. Now, anyways, everybody, I'd like to hear what your thoughts are on this. Are there any of these Asian e-commerce stocks that you like? Please let me know. So as always, everybody, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I have new videos coming out on my channel all the time. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you all in the next video coming very soon.